Good morning, Leo. Hope you guys are doing well and fantastic. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. I am Nicole. For those of you returning, welcome back. It's always lovely to have each and every single one of you. All right, guys. So my mid-month kind of got postponed. I had a lot of things going on. So bear with me. I'm hoping to get the rest of these out within the next couple of days. So get all of these out for all of you guys. Water signs are already posted. I'm going to work on the fire signs right now. Leo, if you remember that this is for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watchers, as that is you, please discern the messages accordingly. I am available for personal readings. That information is going to be found in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page too. So email is in there. You can reach out and we'll go from there. All right, Leo, let's just jump into it. And guys, it's a Monday. You know, here it is. It was a long weekend. It's always a long weekend, but it's always good. So, no makeup, no fluff, no frills this morning. All right, guys, for Leo, what does Leo need to know for mid-month? And this is going to run until, the intention is to run to the end of the month, and then we'll get April out. So remember, timing is fluid. You guys may be on different timelines. So, all right, Spirit, for Leo, what does Leo need to know from late March? All right, there's three of them. We're going to take those three. Leo, invoking self-realization. I believe it was Scorpio that also had this card. So you may be dealing with a Scorpio. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. Right away, Spirit is saying to make sure that you're paying attention to how far you've come. So certain aspects of the self, you may be recognizing certain things within you that you're working on, but there's a little bit of hesitancy as to how to proceed forward is what Spirit is giving me, and thank you, Spirit, for that. And as I say this, cultivating courage. In any given moment, I always know exactly what I need to do. So make sure you're not second guessing yourself, not doubting yourself, you know, trusting your intuition at this time. So it's like if you feel pulled to go into something new, take the next steps, make sure that you're acknowledging those things and asking yourself, even if it feels scary or there's some fear attached to it, there's a reason you're being called to do that. And maybe it doesn't make sense, but it's about trusting the process, right? So, you know, again, feeling like there's some hesitancy, but have the courage within you. You are that lion, right? You step into your strength, your courage, your vulnerability. So be willing to do that. And uncovering confidence. Again, these three go hand in hand with one another, right? Uncovering confidence. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. So, you know, as part of your world, Leo, this is very much about you understanding that what you need is within you. This is not something that is found from somebody else or in something else. It's trusting Spirit, trusting your guides. You know, the blues and the purples stand out. So it's very much about speaking your truth, seeing things as you need to see them. It reminds me very much of the chakra centers. But I also feel like with that third eye that I'm getting is also attached to the heart space. That pink to me is representation of love. This could be self-love, this can be love for another person, but it's speaking your truth as to how you feel. Again, I believe Scorpio's reading was titled something to the fact of, or something to the effect of about speaking your truth or something like that. So again, you may be dealing with a Scorpio, Leo. So let's see what comes up in the Sacred Geometry deck. I'm kind of doing this series of videos a little different than I usually do. I just wanted to try something else for you guys. All right, for Leo, mid to late March, please. You guys maybe, like, I got a very, like, I'm usually not a nervous person, but I've got this very nervous energy as I'm doing this reading for you guys. Are you afraid of being rejected or afraid of reaching out to something or someone? Step into your power. Say how it is that you feel. What somebody else does with what you're giving them. That's not up to you. So just be open to taking things as they come in, taking things for what they are, and not feeling a fear of any type of rejection or any kind of thing like that. It's okay to express yourself, right? So, you know, let go of that nervous energy. Emergence, number 25, which breaks down to a 7. The frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate this beauty that unfolds from that place. So yeah, being curious instead of being in a space of fear, allowing yourself to just feel the experience in which that you're having, whether it's with another person, within yourself, situations that are surrounding you at this time. Don't take it as something negative could happen. Take it as, I'm meant to experience this because I can learn something from this, and ride that wave rather than, be that curious child. I tell a lot of people in the work that I do, that, we go back to our childlike curiosity. Our children tend to be pretty fearless, and they don't care about rejection for the most part until they're conditioned, right? Until they start to really dive into their emotions. So it's like just letting yourself feel the wonderment of what is around you. And underneath that, we have conception. Again, another 7. So 7s may be important to you right now. In conception, they're also talking about, Spirit is saying, birthing something new. I've got so many messages coming in, I can't keep up. Birthing something new for yourself as well. Again, if some situation would not work out, which I don't know why I feel compelled to tell you that, but there's a reason, it's okay, because it's going to open you up to doors that are going to be something else, that are going to be fruitful for you. And the frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and attention. So it's very much about you stepping into that power at this time, okay? What cards do I want to use for you guys? I actually think we're going to use these ones. All right. And Leo, there's that lion on the bottom as I pick these guys up. All right, so we're just going to do some past, present, future energies, do a little bit of clarifying, grab you a couple of love cards, and see what comes up for you guys otherwise. So, all right, let's see. Close encounters. Spirit is saying you're not quite there yet, so we'll see what that means. Shining through. This, I'm going to go back to this, Leo. This is about you. This is very much about you breaking through. And I feel like whatever you're experiencing right now is about your confidence. It is about your courage. It is about recognizing who you are, where you're going, and where you're meant to be, long term. But there's something within you that is starting to open up finally. And I say finally. Let's see. All right, for Leo, please, Spirit. For Leo. What else does Leo need to know? The Oracle's gift. Again, you have 2 10s and a 30 here. I don't know why I feel another 7 opening to discovery. Some cycles closing, starting anew. I feel the need to put these all together, which is a 5, which is change as well. And that's 7. 7, 7, 7. You got some luck on your side, I feel like, Leo. Embrace what it is that you're being gifted at this time as well. There's a lot of abundance that's going to come in through these realizations that you're having. So my nose is itching every time. I could go all day. 4 of Wands and the 3 of Swords. Finding that there's something around you. I feel like you might feel like you're outside of yourself from time to time, dealing with some heartbreak, some disappointment, things that maybe didn't quite take the shape that you thought they would, or were hoping for a different outcome related to some foundational energy as well. Spirit just keeps reiterating trust for you guys. And thank you, Spirit. What is this Close Encounters about for Leo? I usually don't take these like this, but 6 of Pentacles. Something that you guys were invested in the past. This could have been, I'm going to say early March to mid-March. It's like something wasn't giving back. So there was not, you don't have the equal reciprocity there. And, both, if you're dealing with another person, and I want to say for some of you, this is even dealing with yourself. So some of you just weren't reinvesting your energy back into yourself the way you should have. It was a lot of overthinking, and there you are too. King of Wands, Sag, Leo, it just depends, Aries. But I'm going to call that to be you, Leo, for now. That's how I feel about that. Maybe dealing with a Cancer as well. But it's like you were overthinking a process, in regards to how close something may have come, or you may be dealing with somebody that you felt got closer to you than anybody else had in a very long time, and that sent you up in your head. But it was like you're backpedaling. You're changing that up. You're not seeing, or weren't seeing, I'm going to say it again, past energies here, in a black and white kind of sense. Instead of, excuse me, taking something and looking at it and going, here's the pros and then here's the cons of a situation, right? It was like you were muddling. Spirit is showing me muddling how this works. Like, it wasn't clear cut for you. You were overthinking it, though. At 5 of Swords, it's like you were cutting yourself off and distancing yourself. I feel like there was boundaries, or I don't want to say boundaries, but barriers created. Seeing things as being a hard lesson rather than addressing things from a fruitful place. But something came close to working out, but it didn't, just did not quite come to fruition. And then there you are, and it's like, you want to be that courageous, right? That cultivating courage, wanting to step into that. Kind of, it's almost like you were shadowing it back to yourself. I hope you guys understand what I mean by that. But it's like every time you would get up in your head, you turn back around to the fact that you weren't giving, or maybe somebody wasn't giving to you in a situation, right? Discern the messages accordingly. Everything was very off balance in how that was working out. What else, Spirit? I feel like you guys were just hanging yourselves out to dry more than anything. I don't know what they're saying, that I don't know what this is, I get random messages sometimes from Spirit. Bracelet. Somebody may have gifted you a bracelet, may have gifted you something as well. So it's maybe something that you look at frequently, thinking about this imbalance that occurred. Stressing out big time. And I feel like, you put somebody at bay. You really put somebody at bay. Going, no, we're not, I can't. Again, this was an overthinking of things. Ace of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles, Leo, shining through. Something is opening up. You're going from the Ace to the 10. But I also, for some of you, you're going from the 10 to the Ace. Closing something out. Maybe you learned what you needed to learn. You experienced what you needed to experience from the past situation. And now you're starting anew. Again, those openings and those beginnings, like I mentioned a little bit ago. What is this shining through? Maybe dealing with an Aries. We've got the Emperor. What is this? Shining through. Spirit. Nine of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles, but in reverse. All right. Leo. You'll be dealing with another fire sign as well. I feel like you guys have a really, I'm going to call it a messed up perception of yourself. There's this inner desire, this inner knowing of what it is that you want. But it's like a fight with the ego as to how to get there. Because you're not seeing, you know what it is that makes you feel good. You know what it is that lights you up. But you may feel like other people don't see you the way you want to see yourself. You may be taking on what somebody else is feeling and thinking at this time and making it your own, rather than seeing your value in the grand course of things. Ace of Swords, getting that clarity, and you needing to get that clarity. Spirit is also saying there may be somebody who's just not willing to give at this time. That ship may have sailed. It's like, let me see here. What's this Emperor about? That Emperor, 10 of Pentacles. You may be dealing with somebody who you thought was a little more put together than they are. Like, something may have tried to work out. The 10 of Tentacles, the 10 of Pentacles. Again, the 3 of Pentacles. This is very much understanding how there's a need to work together to create this harmonious balance, right? Of what fulfills you, what makes you feel good. That 10 of Pentacles is stability. It is all things good. It is the material. It is the tangible. It is everything that creates those stable foundations, right? And there's happiness attached to that. There's an abundance attached to that. For some of you, you or somebody else may have turned your back to this, not knowing how to bring this together at the end of the day. But it's also, you could be dealing with somebody with that Emperor in reverse, very arrogant, very know-it-all, very, again, in the ego, right? But this could also be you too, Leo, so discern accordingly. I say it all the time. But I feel like you feel that without certain things, you don't feel stable. Like you are not enough on your own. So make sure that if that is for you, King of Pentacles in reverse, yeah, that Nine of Cups, the King of Pentacles in reverse, that you some of you feel like there's a need to be attached to something or somebody in order to fulfill or live your best life, and that's not the case. We are all very fine and well on our own if we recognize that we have everything that we need. Love does not have to come from another person. Is it nice? Absolutely. But these things that you're desiring in the tangible sense, it's almost like that without these things or without people or whatever it might be, that you're, if you were to look at the Ten of Pentacles, right? Without that other person, you don't have that complete picture, and that's not the case. So I feel like there's a lot of realization into how you've seen maybe past traits of yours. You may be coming into an awareness of these feelings and these emotions. And for some of you too, Spirit is also saying these are things that you desire, and that's fine. Like we all want, to have love, and we want to be loved, and we all want to be stable and grounded and self-sufficient and, working in partnership with another person. That's like, the American dream, if you will. But they're asking you to make sure that you fully understand that you can still have these things on your own, and you need to have this on your own before you partner up with another person. Page of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race, Leo. But this is very much, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So what if things didn't come to fruition? Don't fixate on a certain person or a certain thing. Some people may be slower moving to get to things than you are. For others of you, I'm going to say you're the one. You're like, do I hold on to this for myself or do I give it away? Always give to yourself first. And then if you have things left over to give and you're in a better space, then by all means, then give that love, the promises, the offers, whatever you want to call it. Then at that point, you can give those to another, right? All right, and what is this Oracle's gift, Spirit? The Oracle's gift. This is very much about you, I think, coming to an understanding of various aspects of yourself. Seven of Wands in reverse. The Hermit. The Page of Cups. I want to say to you, too, if this was you that had retracted your energy in the back where you weren't giving to a situation, Spirit is saying that this was meant for you to take a time out for yourself. Yes, you created the boundaries. You went into hermit mode. You went into, the Page of Cups in reverse is, protecting yourself basically with the way this is coming through, trying to gain some insight and wisdom. You may feel like things were repeating a pattern somehow. The gift here to you was for you to awaken to have an understanding of how to break those cycles moving forward. Three of Pentacles, learning how to work with others, collaborating, whether it was through work, through your home life, relationships, your children, doesn't matter what the scenario was, how to do it differently. They're very adamant on doing it differently. But they're also saying you have to put yourself out there too. If you're living in a bubble, nobody can get to you for you to try to work with them, right? So that's a very important thing as well. A lot of runner-chaser dynamics right now is we've got the Sun getting ready to move into Aries. We've got Pluto moving into Aquarius. We've got Saturn made a move or is making a move into something else. Like there's so much, spring equinox, there's so much going on astrologically right now. It's just wild and crazy. So it's probably going to be a hell of a week as we move through the end of March. But they're asking you to do it very differently, and different can be scary, right? That's that cultivating the courage, uncovering the confidence within you, emerging from that shell that you've placed yourself in, to stop running from things, to step into the power of it all right now, opening yourself to a new world, that discovery and that emergence. To me, you've got to walk through, like here you see that, it's like walking through that keyhole to a whole other world. You have that key, you've got that potential, you've got the ability to step into that for yourself, and it's leaving the past in the past to move on. You have the complete ability, it's only on you to make those changes, to not continue to do something or tie something to a certain expectation of the past, because when you step through that space, that light does shine through. You're being gifted an understanding of various parts of yourself, so you're not doing it the way that you've always done it. It's going to open you up. You will take you into a space of wish fulfillment. Let's just clarify this opening to discovery. What is this opening to discovery for Leo, please, Spirit? Too many. Thank you. For some of you, this is not going to be for all of you, I will tell you that. For some of you, you've turned your... I feel like you feel like if you walk away from certain things, that you're walking away from what would be a Two of Cups, and you're seeing it in a negative stance. Tower in reverse, the Ace of Cups. You staying in, and these are all in the reverse, guys. Staying in that energy from the past is going to lead to more broken dreams and promises. You're not trusting your intuition. Your intuition is guiding you to do things very, very differently at this time. But there, again, I said earlier, there's a lot of hesitancy attached to that self-realization. It's like, well, no, I've done it this way for so long. You're going to have to move forward through that, because you're depriving yourself of that love. You're depriving potentially another person of that love that you're capable of giving, but don't see yourself giving it that way. Opening this door to discovery, right? Stepping into this new space, this new vibrant space, is going to turn all of this up right for you. Higher spiritual calling, a spiritual relationship, letting go of falsified foundations, and leading you into a space of love in due time. But as long as you continue, it's, you know, you do things the way you've always done it, you get the same results. And for a lot of you, you know this. It's like, my cup is empty, my cup is empty. And then it's retreating, a lot of retreating. And I look at this and I just feel the energy that's surrounding this opening, but this fear to take that step forward into it. So Leo, end of March, let go of your fears. Let go of your fears. Be the courageous. Step through into a new world. Step into a new way of doing things. Allow yourself the courage to bring different sides of things together. I also feel like for some of you, and well, I'm curious to see if the religious factors comes out in the love deck, because it's also like, if you don't see something, or let me rephrase, if you see something a certain way and your partner or person sees it differently, it's like, how do you bridge the gap? Like, how do you intermingle those two? You know, and that's kind of something that I'm getting, and I kind of feel like you're coming from different backgrounds, different areas, and this could be even work related. It doesn't have to be, you know, just with another person in our personal life. That it's, how do you bring those two together so that there's a compromise and an understanding of what it is that you're working towards? Okay, that's how that comes through for me. All right, Leo, a couple of cards for Leo. There may be some truths being revealed. There's a lot of surrounding communication right now too, with all the shifts that are happening. So maybe something is coming to light for you in the self-realization as well. All right, for Leo, please, Spirit. Finances and career, trust. Spirit is saying too, do you feel like you're not good enough for something or someone? You know, like, of course you are. Why would you not be? What is this for Leo? Calling in your soulmate, worth waiting for. Again, if you close down the past, right? What you desire is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. I'm going to take these two, I guess. Or three. Cheese and crackers. Okay, I'll take them. Children. Children may be affecting your love life at this time. Healing family issues and keep an open mind. I feel like for you guys in particular, this is healing your inner child. We talked about that emergence, stepping out into that curiosity earlier. I do feel like this is pertaining to your inner child. I mean, it can be your children, healing family issues. But again, if this, to me, I go back to, like there's a card in this deck called like religious factors or something like that, that pertains to like the upbringing. Basically, you're coming from different cultures, or different ways of viewing things, different spiritual beliefs. To me, this is, you're looking at things from where they had always been, or maybe the conditions in which you've grown up. And in order to move through, to do things differently, there's a need to heal something from the past there, to keep an open mind. You know, things may not be as your expectations are asking you to allow for. You know, our expectations will tie us up into all kinds of stuff and get us up in our head and make us feel like, you know, disappointment all the time because something didn't work out the way we anticipated that it would, or we wanted it to. So it's allowing things to be in a state of flow for you just as they need to be, and reminding you that what you're asking for may not come in right away, but they're also saying it's very soon. But you also have to put the work in, clearly decide what you want now so it comes to you. You can't ask the universe for good and bad, like, you know, set a good intention, but then have, you know, doubtful thoughts behind that, because you're going to attract that, right? So it's having the patience right now to understand what it is that you're working towards and through, but you have to be clear on what it is that you want, because I think that there is a desire within you to have certain things, but then there's also an idea of this doubt that lingers in the back of your mind going, but what if it doesn't work? You know what I mean? So be very clear. Excuse me, goodness. Be very clear about what it is that you're desiring at this time. All right, Leo, if you found this video resonated for you, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so. You're going to get notifications every time new videos are posted. Again, I'll get April's readings out here before too long. Curious to see what's going on in April and Aries season. And then I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye.